Right, take two. Thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry, I just started this video and I just had to stop it to wipe my nose. I just had a little bit of an intro. Oh gosh, I can't be, I thought I might as well just start all over again. Now, today's video, I've done it on a bit of a whim actually. I wasn't actually planning on doing a video. I kind of thought about it because I thought I'd really like to take part in something called Friday Sews. Now, I've been putting videos out quite regular. It just happens to be they're falling on a Friday. I don't have any set days that I put videos out, but it just seems to be things come to an end, kind of what I've made in the week and things. And but because I've made something that I can't show you, I kind of thought, oh, shall I really do it or not? But I've decided to do it anyway. So I'm doing Friday Sews, and the person who started that is a lovely Jen from Jen's Sewing Room. Now Jen is in America, but I know and Jen does watch my channel. I don't know how regular, but she has commented on my videos, and a few UK people are getting involved with this as well. Hales from Hales More Sewing and Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat, and they are doing Friday Sews as well, and I follow them. So what has been happening? Well, if you've been watching my videos previously, you'll know I'm doing the Frugal Frock Challenge. The Frugal Frock, it's a bit of a mouthful, 2021. I have to say that year slowly because I don't know if anybody has noticed in any of my previous videos, but every time I've said this year, I've kept on calling it 2001, and nobody's called me out on it, right? But I've noticed when I've watched my video back that I said I've done it again. So I've said to my husband, I've tried to tell him what I keep doing, and I say it to him, I just can't seem to say 2021, right? It's just, I just keep missing the 20 out and just keep saying 2001, but I've been practicing now, so I think I'm getting it. So yeah, it's Frugal Frocks. So it's a real mouthful for me, Frugal Frocks 2021, right? So I have to really think about it. So actually, I'm wearing my Billy sweater dress, and I'm going to give this a mention. I don't know if you've seen any other YouTubers, they might have said the neck's a bit high, and you know what, I don't know if it happens with the jumper, but with the dress it does sometimes. I don't, it depends how stretchy your fabric is, it does feel like it's choking a little bit. I'm just going to hoist it up a little bit, right, so it's not pulling so much on my neck. But yeah, but I think if I made the Billy again, I think I'd get my pattern piece, my front one, and I think I might drop it about 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch or something like that, depending on what you measure in. Yeah, next time, just at the front. I'm okay with that. I like the look of it, but I don't know what it is. The shoulder sits in an okay place, so yeah, I suppose you could always do a forward shoulder adjustment. So that would mean on your back pattern piece, say you could add 1 centimetre here, say if you do centimetres, and then take 1 centimetre away here, and it would bring it forward a little bit. So that's always an option. So sometimes it can be the neck, it can be the shoulder. So I'll look into that if I make the Billy again. But this is quite stiff. There's just absolutely no give in this fabric at all, unfortunately. So it looks nice and it's comfortable, but yeah, it's a shame it isn't like a bit more stretchy. So anyway, I've made my Frugal Frock and I've actually photographed it this morning. I don't know if those will end up being the photographs I end up using, I don't know, but I don't normally photograph things more than once, by the way, but because obviously I can't show my dress till the 31st of March, because that's the day that you will post your picture on Instagram. Just to mention, if you were taking part in the Frugal Frock Challenge, that you're making your pattern, something from a free pattern or designing your own or whatever from stash you've already got, if you want to be you want in the chance of winning a prize, post it on Instagram, not Facebook. I think they're only going to be looking at Sam and Uran are going to be looking on Instagram, and you'll have to put that hashtag in it, the Frugal Frock 2021, and to be in the chance of winning a prize, kind of thing. So yeah, I didn't mention that before, because obviously if you're not on Instagram, you can post with that hashtag on Facebook, but you might not be in the chance of winning a prize, and I didn't mention that before, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, I've made my dress. I'm really pleased with it. I did design it myself, which I can't actually believe, and it was not like I'd basically designed it all up totally on paper and then, you know, cut it all out and sewed it together. It was make it as you go along kind of thing, and we'll see what this looks like, and then we'll see what we need. It was that kind of thing, but I've ended up with a really lovely dress actually. So if I do say so myself, you know, you shouldn't blow your own trumpet, but I am really pleased with it, and actually if I saw it in a shop, I'd have bought it. Most definitely. So yeah, I am really pleased with it. So I just can't, but the only trouble is because I've made it so early, I've got to wait ages till anybody sees it. So I suppose the beauty of it, you could wear it out, couldn't you? But we're not allowed out here. We're not allowed out here anyway. So, and it's an evening dress, so unless I can go out in the evening, I'm not going to get a chance to wear it anyway. So, yeah, so that's unfortunate. So that's one of the things I've been doing this week. I've not been able to show you, which is unfortunate. But one thing I didn't mention last time I showed you my completed Amelia jacket. I've not wore it out yet. But what I forgot to mention is, do you know I sized up, didn't I? And but what I did, I actually, when I put the elastic in for that size, I didn't think it was going to be small enough on my waist, so I actually measured it for the smallest size and then put that elastic in, and that fitted me better. So bear that in mind with this. If you want to size up and things, bear in mind, you know, you might not want to do the elastic for that size. You might, you know, maybe you don't want it cinched in as much on the waist, or maybe you want it cinched in a bit more, but I felt I needed it cinched in a bit more. And I don't know if you hung on to the very end of my video. I think it was my last video. I forgot, I didn't mention until the very end, I ordered a zip repair kit just to get some zip stoppers to put on the top to stop the zip flying off the top. But if you didn't manage to get through the whole video, you might watch the Amelia bits and then didn't watch the rest, you'd have missed that. So I just thought I'd give that a mention just in case anybody missed it. So that is that. So anyway, what I've been up to now, if you followed me a while, you know that I do a bit of free motion embroidery. I've done it for quite a number of years now. Like the attempts that I did years ago, like they wasn't very good, but it's something I've dabbled in, you know, on a fairly regular basis here and there. And then it was just one year I just kind of went a bit crazy for it. And then the following year, Poppy to Fry, who's got a shop that sells free motion embroidered things, she doesn't sew them all herself. There's a big team of ladies in Cornwall. They sew them and sell them in the shop. And but she did she does like an online, no, she does workshops in Cornwall, you know, and they're quite expensive to go to, and obviously you got the date and everything. But she decided to do a thing online where it was like 6 projects for 6 weeks. This was in the first lockdown last spring, and when she did that, I just jumped at the chance. I didn't have any supplies or anything. I had to source all my own things, but I just paid just so I could get the projects, because sometimes it's nice to be given the idea. I did it more not to learn, because Poppy's technique is actually different to mine anyway, you know, with you've and I've actually seen So Jessie as well, and her technique is different to mine. So, you know, different free motion embroidery, sorry, I clapped my hands, have different techniques, but you kind of do your own thing. Sometimes it's nice to be given the idea, or here's the project and get on with that. So I took part in that in the spring. I made 5 of the projects. I didn't make the 5th one, a cushion. I just didn't really fancy making that cushion, really. It wasn't really going to go in my home. Like, okay, I could make it to gift, but I think my family No, I don't, not think. I know my family are sick of cushions. So I love making cushions for my family, but you know, it's a bit of a joke now. I'm a joke to the family. Oh, we're going to get one of Claire's cushions. So, you know, so if I make a cushion, and my boys are very appreciative, they absolutely love them, my 3 boys, so I'll make cushions for them. Or if it's something a bit girly, it's got to be something I want to keep for myself, basically, so because I don't sell anything or anything. So yeah, it was only that one, and then there were people going, oh, we want a Christmas club, we want a Christmas one. So the Christmas one started, and I did 4 out of the 6 projects. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do the other 2. The one, it was a home sweet home bunting, but it was like a Christmas, it was like a holly thing. But I thought to myself, wow, that would be quite nice if you did it, de-Christmas it. You could have that up in the home all year round. So I ended up not doing that one before Christmas. I thought I'll leave it till after Christmas, but I'm yet to do it. There was a wreath design that you could do, and I didn't end up doing that. It was just because it was getting quite close to Christmas and I just ran out of time. And there was a stocking, and I didn't do that, but I've done it now. So that's what I've done yesterday, basically. Now I'd already cut out the stocking shape previously, so I didn't do everything yesterday. And what else had I done? I'd drew out the stocking on my fabric that I was going to embroider, the shape of the stocking, and I'd even drew out the shapes that I was going to stick on it. And it was kind of piled up with the, you know, with the instructions and things. So it wasn't the, so basically I did make it all yesterday, but a few little things, prep, had been done last year. And if you follow me on social media, you'll have seen it already. But this is it. So I'm absolutely delighted with it. And it's got a little tag on it saying, what does it say now? Put presents here, ... And these little baubles. Now you might recognise this bauble because I've actually done this bauble before. It was actually one of the designs on my advent calendar. Now if you watch my Vlogmas, which was going on basically every day in December, you'd have seen little snippets. Now what it is, there's a picture on my advent calendar every other day. So the days that it was just a number, sometimes I would do a little clip of my boys' calendars that I've made, but on the days that there was an interesting picture that I'd free motion embroidered, I often started my video off with that kind of thing. So you'll be aware of that if you watch my my Vlogmas anyway. But I've made this one before, but what I will admit is when I free motion embroidered the bauble on my calendar, I did it and then I decided, oh no, I'm not happy, and I went over it. Now it's the one on the calendar that I'm most disappointed with. I just kind of went a bit overboard with it, trying to fix a few bits, and I was actually really disappointed with it, right? But do you know what? It looks okay, but it's the one that, like, it niggled me a little bit, right? So then when this project came about, and I thought, oh no, not more of them, 4 of them. But then I thought, well, it gives me the chance to right a wrong, and I've managed to right the wrong 4 times. But I must admit, because I hadn't done any free motion embroidery, I'm sorry, they're working over at the school, so you can hear all that. It's Friday morning, and they go. You can start to see block work and things going up now. So yeah, I quite like it there, because I like the hustle and bustle. I like hustle and bustle outside, but it's not all good for my videos, is it? When there's all these trucks and beeping, and it's bin day, and you might get bin lorries and things. So yeah, Friday sows is probably not a good day, really, is it? So anyway, I'm really delighted with it. Now, the only thing I found, right, is with the Christmas club, I did have the materials, not because the spring one I didn't, but the piece of fabric that you got for this, you had to be very clever how you pieced your stocking pieces, which meant if your fabric is like it's the same on both sides, you were fine. But if it was a two-sided fabric, there was no way you were going to be able to put the right side of fabric. So it didn't matter with this, right? But it did with this. Now, Poppy had put in like a fine needle cord, right? And that's it there. But the way the fabric was that small and the way I had to piece it, I've had to put the baby cord on the opposite side. So that's the back of the baby cord on that side, but that's the front of it on that side, which is a bit unfortunate really. But what I knew this was going to happen, right? There was no way around it. But what I decided is when I make my stocking, I'd make it so the needle cord was at least on the front bit, but because the way stockings are made, there was no way I could do it. I've had to have the needle cord on the back. But overall, you can see a little bit of a difference there, but the way it's going to hang like that, and actually because it's got needle cord anyway, when you put your hand in, it does feel really luxurious, even though it's only on the one side, it's outer. But yeah, that's my only problem with it really, that because what it is, I looked at Poppy's project. She used a different fabric for the lining and it didn't have two sides, so maybe Poppy or team didn't take that into consideration, which is unfortunate. Maybe I could have contacted them, but it's so far after, isn't it? I just thought, oh, do you know what, I'll just make it, and I knew it was going to look okay. Well, anyway, the reason I thought I'm going to get set up for free motion embroidery is because Poppy, the new club is, well, the new projects are coming out, the spring ones, and it's going to be 6 projects again. So I'm going to be making some of those, you know, and I have had the materials for it this time. Sometimes I do swap things out even if I've had the materials anyway. So I set up my machine ready for Saturday, but then I thought, well, that's why, because all this was piled up, I thought I'm just going to make this. So I've decided I'm going to leave my machine set up as free motion, I thought, until I get the new project Saturday, and then if there's anything else I need to do, it'll have to be free motion. But what I've done is I've got a small machine that I take out the house with me. It doesn't go out very often, and I didn't have it that long before lockdown, so it's only had a couple of outings, but I've set that up on my dining table in the conservatory. So actually when I did the free motion, I didn't turn my machine back into a normal machine. I went into my kitchen and I did the hand sewing on there. There's this tiny little machine, not the hand sewing, the machine sewing, just the straight line sewing. But it was really, really lovely actually. It was a bit of a dull day, but my dogs are in there and they were sitting in their beds and they were just watching me the whole time while I was sewing. And one of my cats was on the kitchen island and just watched me sew. And you know what, animals have a really, well, especially not when obviously dogs are barking or whatever, but do you know when dogs are just really chilled, and the cats make me feel really chilled out, and they're just all sitting there, and it was just really lovely. The boys were all really quiet doing their home education and things, and I was just, and it was just, just having a moment basically. But yeah, it was just lovely. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a bit more free motion embroidery, the Poppy projects, and I might do a few other things that I plan to do that are free motion, that are not Poppy, that are other things. But so if you're dressmaking, you're thinking, oh, you know, where's the dressmaking? But I'm not ruling out dressmaking, but obviously it's gonna have to fit in between the Poppy projects, because I kind of want to keep up with them really. Say if there's a week and I think, no, I don't really want to make this one, then I'm going to have a whole week, aren't I, free? But I think my next dressmaking project is going to be, right, I'm going to just look at the time, let me grab the fabric. Right, I'm back. I am a bit wonky, aren't I? Try and straighten it. Right, now, if you've been watching my videos a while, now you might remember me showing you this fabric, and I told you not to laugh, because it is a little bit out there, especially for a woman of my age. But look, I bought this fabric and I just fell in love with this. And look at it on the inside, it's fur. It's so nice, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to be making a jacket. Now what the plan is, I know it's really out there, isn't it? But the plan is wear it figure skating practice kind of thing, you know, show practice. I found out I don't think I'm going to be back at the ice rink till about May, unfortunately. Under 18s will go back sooner, and there was times where the under 18s were allowed to go, but yeah, what about us poor adults? I think we need it more. So yeah, so I've got plenty of time to make my jacket, but I had a jacket in mind. Now the jacket I have in mind, right, it's not actually, this fabric isn't suitable for it, right? I would have to probably size up a few times to get it to work. However, I saw a pattern yesterday that I'd never seen before that this is absolutely perfect for, but I've set my heart on this other pattern for this. So yeah, maybe, see the jacket pattern I saw yesterday, it wouldn't, I don't think I'd wear it unless it was this. I think I'd feel a bit frumpy in it, basically, but this would take it out of frump town, right? I don't want to name it because I don't want to offend anybody, you know, who's made this other jacket. I think this one might be a bit more, and this one I'll use a zip basically. So, but the only thing I'll need some kind of cuffing or fabric that I can use, that I can make my own bands, cuff bands and neck bands and things. So yeah, I would like this to be my next dressmaking project, but it just depends if I can get what I need. And obviously I've got a lot of tinkering around really to get a pattern that's going to suit it. So do I go down the other route where I can just buy a pattern? No, this fabric's going to be suitable. I don't know. So I don't know yet. So I'll let you know what's happening. Now, I did show you that shark fabric last time that I wanted to make my son some pyjamas, my youngest, and his birthday's on Sunday. Now what it is, I was going to make him these anyway, it was nothing to do with his birthday, but then when his birthday was coming around, I thought, oh how lovely, I can make them for his birthday. But just time has run away with me because I just wanted to get that frugal frock sorted, because obviously it's a challenge, we've got a deadline. When it's something with a deadline, I just want to get it done because it takes the pressure off me then. But then, now I've shown you this before, and now this is the birthday banner I made years ago when one of my children turned 7. Now what you do is, now this is the last one I made, you make these panels and you put the ages on. Now my eldest, his last birthday was the 17th, so that was the one I've just taken off. Was it? No, I didn't take this one off. I took off the, did I? I don't know, I can't remember who had the last birthday. I probably took the 16 off, my middle son turned 16, but I've just left them off. So my youngest turns 14, I can't actually believe it. So I've had a look at my numbers, 17, 15, 13, 12, 11, 16, 7, 40. I just haven't got a 14, and it just dawned on me this morning, and I wasn't in here, and I rushed down here and I thought, oh no. But what's really good is I found the book that this is from. Basically I picked this book up in Aldi years ago. It was actually, I bought 2 books in Aldi years and years and years ago, and that's what got me interested in patchwork and quilting. And this is one of them. It's actually gone yellow. That's how long I've had it, you know. So this is, and this, it's called Patchwork Quilting, and the company's Coming Crafts or something. And that's it. Look, I couldn't find this book before. I couldn't even remember what I got it out of, in all honesty. But that's the project. Now there's a few template things, but it only does numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So when I've had to use numbers higher like 7, 8 and 9 and things, if I've needed those numbers, I have to do my own. But there's been sometimes I've not known where this is, so they've been my my own design basically. But the 7, I'm not very happy with the age 7 one I did. It looks a bit scrawny. Where is it? I've lost it. Yeah, that was the first one I did. It looks a bit scrawny because obviously I've done that one myself. But look, I've got better as the years have gone on. That's my own drawing for the 7. And you might notice that if you copy their TH for the F and the, you know, the S or the second or the ND, they're a bit scrawny looking. Can you see them? Look, they look a bit scrawny. Well, I've got a die that I use with my Big Shot. I've got a Big Shot machine and it's a die cutter, and I've got a die and it cuts out these really nice letters. So I use that now for doing my bits. Let's have a look. They're all THs, aren't they? Yeah, they've all THs, the ones I've done actually. Yeah, so if you compare them to this one, they look a lot better, don't they? I think chunkier the better. So what I've done this morning is I've put some Bonder web, I've dry ironed some Bonder web onto these, and I'm going to die cut a TH out. I've got some felt ready to make the panel, make one of these thingies. It's double layered, that is, so you stitch everything onto one and then you put the two together so you don't have all the stitching at the back. And do you remember when I don't normally do one for myself, but I did one for myself because I turned 40, and do you remember I traced the 40 right, that because I think I've got a photocopy of that somewhere. And I traced it, and my husband said, "Is it 90?" And I said, "Well, if it looks like 90, I won't have to make one when I'm 90, will I? You know, if I can't, my eyesight isn't all there," kind of thing. So I thought, I don't want to do that full, so I've drew one out myself. So I've done the one out of here, but hang on, let me look at this right, because it looks mirror when I look in there. That's my 14, so it's going to be yellow. Look, I'm getting a bit low now on these. Are only acrylic felts, they're nothing fancy, but yeah, I'm getting a bit low. I think that colourway looks okay, doesn't it? I don't mind putting a bit of pink in. My boys love pink. Do you know, pink is probably the favourite colour, and I've got 3 boys, and when they were little they used to, and it wasn't something I pushed on them, they, you know, just say pink's my favourite colour. So yeah, so on my son's birthday is Sunday and it's Friday, so basically if I do any crafting today, I'm going to be working on that, which means I don't know if I'll be getting my old Toyota sewing machine out, because I do my buttonholes on my old machine because it's a 4-step buttonhole and it doesn't mind all this bulk. I don't know if my modern machines with the 1-step buttonhole, if they were like this. Do you know what? I'll try it. I know I did my buttonholes on my Jamie pyjama shorts on with the 1-step buttonhole recently, didn't I? And what it is, it was going to play up, but I teased it along and it worked. So, but what it is, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, isn't it, doing one of these for it to get ruined then by a buttonhole? So I don't know, maybe I'll get my old Toyota. I'll have another machine out. Basically, I've got my little travel machine out in there. I've got my embroidery machine in there and my cover stitch machine in there, and then that means I'll be getting another machine out in there. So my husband, you know, be going crazy. He's out though, he's coming back at lunchtime. Maybe yeah, but mind you, if I don't get it done, I'll just see. It's 22:12 now, so I might have an early lunch actually, and so at least then I could get cracking on this after lunch, can't I? Because I don't want, I've been really good, I've been keeping up with this, and so yeah, it just must have been, I've never made a 14. I've said to you before, we've been away a lot when it's been my eldest's birthday, just because of the time of year, so we haven't always been at home, and maybe just that year, maybe we was doing a lot that year, and I didn't get a 14 done that year for my middle son. But I'm trying to never miss a year now, so obviously if I never miss a year with my eldest, I'm always going to have one for the younger boys, aren't I? But it's been quite nice actually, that when I've been stitching them, I've been thinking, oh, this is for Jack, I'm doing this for Jack, or sometimes I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing this for Declan, rather than it's always, I'm doing this one for Cameron. But I suppose it's nice I get to hand them down, isn't it? So yeah, I was quite happy to get a 40 done, because I'm older than my husband by 2.5 years, so when he's 40 I can put it up for him, can't I? So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing this banner. Now if you've been watching me a while, you'll have seen it every time I've had to do a new number, and you're thinking, oh, not that again, but I've got the book to show you. So is that everything? Let me have a look. What else I've been doing now. I've dabbled in calligraphy for many years. I used to have the standard calligraphy pens when I was a child. I've bought them again as an adult, and I've done it as into adulthood. But then when I went to, I think it's when I went to the Kirsty's Handmade Fair at Radley Hall, I got interested. I think I had a go of it actually. Modern calligraphy, and there were dip pens, so the pens are very different. Instead of having a wide nib that you have to angle it differently to get your thick and thin lines, you have to press to make the lines thick and then come off light to get the thin lines, and it's less uniform. You can go a bit more arty, you can go up and down the lines and things, you can go a letter up here, letter down here. It's a bit more free spirited, and like that's what I'm all about, kind of thing, aren't I? So yeah, so I dabbled in that a little bit, and I bought a few bits back a few years ago, Radley Hall. Then I've got into it again, and then every now and then I just tend to do it when it's like birthday cards and things. But more recently, I did mention that I've really got into a game, but it's really like, taking me by storm. So I'm just thinking, what can I write? So I did. It was St David's Day, which is a Welsh day. It's only what the Welsh celebrate, and so I put a little thing on my social media. I wrote Happy St David's Day in calligraphy with my dip nib pens, and I did. It's like writing lines. It's like I'd been bad. I just wrote it out. I'll pop a photograph on screen if I can, and I wrote it out again in different colours. And then on the final one, I mixed the colours together. So I did feel I was getting a little bit better by the time I got to the yellow, but unfortunately the yellow doesn't show up very well on the photograph. But I think I was most happy with the yellow one. So yeah, so you're probably going to see more of that popping up, because I really enjoy doing calligraphy, and and I've done a little bit with my children. And my husband. What I found is my husband is really he's a good student, basically. He really takes things on board. He'll do the drills and things that I get him to do and things. But my kids, my middle one hasn't done it, but my kids, they're like, no, they don't. They just want to get the thing. Oh, this is a pen. Anyone can do it. They just want to get the pen, dip it in and write. But that's not what it's all about. You do have to practice, and and it's not just, and it's about using the pen. You've got to learn different letter formations, which, because I've done a lot of calligraphy over the years, I kind of felt I've got like a step ahead, really, because I kind of know different formations of letters and things and different styles, so that kind of helps. But it was the style of pen that was a bit new to me, but I did use it a few years ago, and then I dabbled again. So this is my third time kind of having a little bash at it, kind of thing. So yeah, so you'll probably see the odd word pop up here and there. So sorry if you're not into that thing, but I do a lot of crafts. And I'm just thinking, no, I won't put it in now. Now, I did tell you that I'd started, you know, laying, you know, what I do with pattern pieces with the animals, the lunar lapping animals, and how I lay my pieces out and cut it out and things. And I have recorded that, but I haven't done any sewing on it yet. And as I was saying, I've got to sew it sitting in bed because that's where I do my hand stitching. But obviously, because I'm doing this now for my son, I can't really do that. And obviously it's his birthday the weekend, so Ottiline, I'm afraid, is sitting on the tray all ready to go. But yeah, I will do her, I promise. But yeah, I've just got other things going on at the moment. My hand stitching that. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you got some enjoyment out of this random video that I wasn't even going to do. But yeah, so yeah, I've really enjoyed bringing it to you, having a bit of a crafty chats and things. And I know I said I was going to do this a bit more because of lockdown and things. So yeah, I've rounded the week off, haven't I? So yeah, I'll be back soon with some more makes. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.